What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 22 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the top offensive players you can add to your MUT squad for under 100,000 coins. So we're going to go through all of the primary positions on offense and make sure you guys are covered. This is going to be a very helpful video for all of my people out there that are no money spent or playing on a really low budget. We're going to help you upgrade your squad and spend as little coin as possible. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to go ahead and click that thumbs up. Shows a lot of support on the channel. Before we get into the content, we do have a new partnership. I've announced it on Twitter and Twitch, and we'll be talking about this on YouTube occasionally. We are partnering with Underdog Fantasy, and this is a fun site to use. Now, I don't want to encourage you guys to gamble. This is only number one if you're of legal age, if you're in a state that allows this, and you got a little bit of extra money to play with, right? Do not think that you're gonna get rich doing this. I bet very small amounts, but it makes it a lot more fun and enjoyable to watch the NFL games when the Eagles aren't playing. So I personally like to do pick'ems. I'm just gonna show you an example of one. You guys can use my code, and for your first deposit, if you use code POP or the link that we're gonna provide down below in the comments as a pinned comment section, your first deposit will be matched up to $100. So if you open an account and you deposit $50, they'll give you an additional $50 for free to play with. If you deposit $10, they'll give you $10 to play with as well. It's worth a shot if you guys want to participate. So like I said, I like to do pick'ems. Basically, they give you various over-under, stat lines for individual players. It's a lot of fun on single night games like Sunday and Monday Night Football. You can do them on the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock slates on, Sundays as well. But this is one I'll just go with here, right? Matt Stafford over under a half of interception. Pretty much, do you think he's going to throw an interception? Yes or no? So I'm going to say yes to that. I think Cooper Kupp can get over 7.5 receptions. So basically 8 receptions in one game. And then the other one I was looking at is Kyler Murray over under a half of interception. I'm going to say over. So you can go multipliers up to 5. The more that you have on there, the more you're going to win. But I'll just put in $5. Like I said, I bet very small. If those 3 things happen, we get $30, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. We're going to hit confirm, and boom, there it is. That's Underdog Fantasy. Again, use code POP on your first deposit. It will get matched up to $100, and there's also a link down below in the description. We're going to start with kind of rapid fire and go across the entire offensive line here, not focusing too much on abilities for offensive linemen. If you want to, feel free to do so, but I don't use abilities on my O-line. But Lomas Brown, I think, is the best left tackle under 100K. The main things we look at on the offensive line, in my opinion, are going to be strength, awareness, run block, and pass block. He's got 91 strength, 87 awareness, a little bit low, but not terrible. And I like the fact that both his run block and his pass block are both 90 plus. In his case, 91 for each side. And you want to look at the weight as well, 282 pounds for Lomas Brown. Left guard, Joel Bitonio. This is his 90 overall most feared card. He's got 87 strength, which is a little bit low from compared to some of the other cards we're going to take a look at here. But 90 awareness, 91 pass block. His run block's at 87. Not too many great options at left guard for you to pick under 100K. This is definitely the best one. And remember, with most feared cards, if you have not played through your Ultiverse of Terror or your most feared solos, you can still get this card for free. 91 overall, legend Marquise Pouncey is the best center for under 100K, but I just want to make sure you guys are aware before you go out and buy this card, you cannot power this up. This is actually a set piece to his full legend, which is a 93 overall, and it's not that much more over 100K. So if you got a little bit of extra coin and you want to spend on it, you can get his full legend. But this one, 89 strength, he's got 90 awareness, 89 pass block, 90 run block, almost all 90s across the board in the important attributes. It always pains me to give Cowboys players and cards props in my videos, but we got to do it, and I've shouted out this card before. Right guard, 90 overall, full legend, Leonard Davis is a really good card for the price that you're getting him at. He's in like the 80K range, 89 strength, 89 awareness, and then he gives you pass block at 90 and run block at 90. We don't have many great right guards in the game, and this one being really good with the attributes and really cheap is a great option. And rounding out our best offensive lineman under 100,000 coins in MUT 22 is right tackle Kelvin Beachum Jr. for the Arizona Cardinals. 87 strength, he's got 91 awareness, 91 pass block, 89 run block, 308 pounds. Again, weight is another thing you sometimes want to take a look at. I shouldn't say sometimes, a lot of times, because that is important as well. So those are the best offensive linemen you guys can pick for under 100K. Let's move on to some skill positions. Not too many options at tight end under 100K. You basically have 89 overall team of the week Kyle Pitts, which a lot of you might have earned for free from playing your team of the week solos back when that card came out. And then the other option is Jared Cook, 90 overall. I mean, this card has made my top 5 tight ends list 2 different times. I think he's made the budget list before as well. It's still, funny enough, a relevant card even this long after it's come out. 6'5" tight end. He's got 89 speed. He's fallen behind in the speed category, but for under 100K, you got to give up some things, right? 88 catch in traffic. Short route running, 86. Mid 88. Kyle Pitts is a little bit faster, but his route running isn't as good. His catch isn't as good. I don't think his run block is as good. So we picked Jared Cook because he's just a more versatile card, more well-rounded, better balanced. Here are the abilities that he can get. Tight end apprentice is not bad, and these are all abilities you can get without powering up this card. Also worth noting, being that it's a veterans card, you can put a team chem for a team that he played on without needing the power up. So a lot of, pluses on this card, and it's just overall a good one. For the pricing, 69K on Xbox, he's 72K on PlayStation, and 63K on PC. Just cheap all around. I had a hard time only picking one wide receiver because there's 2 pretty good options, so that's what we're going to give you. And the first one is 91 overall, Kadarius Toney, Rising Stars card, wide receiver with slot archetype. He's only 5'11", so he's a little bit on the short side, but you definitely can play him as your slot receiver and still be effective. Here's why I like the card. Speed, 92, obviously fast. Catch and traffic, 88 on both of those. Not great, but not terrible. Short route running, 91. That's the least important out of the 3 route runnings, and that's why we're going to show you one other option. But still pretty good with the 88 mid and 88 deep route running. The reason that we like this card so much is because of his archetype. He gets some good abilities for really cheap, and he's 92 speed, right? That's pretty fast for a budget wide receiver. With the abilities, you can go short in and out. You can go mid in and out elite with those route running abilities. Or the main one here is slot apprentice at 1 ability point. That's why I recommended you play him as your slot receiver. That's why he has that slot receiver archetype. 1 ability point for slot apprentice, really good. You can put route tech on him. It's going to cost you 3 ability points, but sometimes, and there is kind of a man meta developing again, it can be worth it. And with the pricing, under 100K, as all cards in this video, 71.6K on Xbox, 72 even on PlayStation, and only 54.9 on PC. The other option at wide receiver, and don't let this stop you from just getting both, because they're both pretty good. This guy's going to be more of an outside receiver. 90 overall, Rising Star, Chase Claypool. Now, the reason that I wanted to mention this card is because he's much taller, right? Much taller than Toney at 6'4", -1 on the speed at 91. That's not a big deal. When you take a look, the catching is better, the catching traffic's better, the short route running is not, but that's not that important, especially with a physical or deep threat or outside wide receiver. His mid route running's 87. I'd like that to be a little bit better, but the deep route running is really good at 91. And again, the speed height combination with the good catch is why I like it. Now, with the abilities on this one, you're probably going to want to go with deep out elite. That's a pretty popular ability for taller receivers that play on the outside. A lot of pros run that right now, and that's a really good option. He's a little bit cheaper than Toney as well, too. 59.4K on Xbox, 61.9 on PlayStation. Don't mind that PC price. Their market's kind of jacked up at times, and but you can get this card for really cheap. Just like Jared Cook, this Cordarrelle Patterson card in my top 5 lists or top lists for budget players, it's just not going away. No matter how hard I try and want to give you other options, this card is always there. 90 overall veterans card. He's a running back, but he's an elusive back archetype, should be receiving. If you like to pass the ball a lot, this is the card for you. 91 speed. He's still one of the faster running backs in the game right now. He's got 90 acceleration, 90 agility. Break tackle at 88 is pretty good. Obviously, he's not going to truck anybody with 76 trucking. He does have 82 catching, and the other thing that is is very important here is his spin move. It's 87. The threshold that you want to get it to is 88, so you would have to power up this card to get him to that 88 spin move, but that's going to give you the better spin animation, the one that jukes out defenders a lot more on a consistent basis, and it just looks better. It's much quicker. Here are the abilities he can get. There's a lot of options here. I would personally say go with Backfield Master. It's only 2 ability points. It gives you additional routes, hot routes, for your running back, and also better route running when they're going out on running routes. And against man coverage, it's really, really good. And the last position, of course, is quarterback, one that a lot of you are probably looking for. And this 91 overall Rising Stars Mac Jones is a really good card. Now, I almost picked the Blitz Jalen Hurts card because he has really good throwing power and he has 90 speed, but this card gets way better abilities. Jalen Hurts really only gets Escape Artist, but I did want to throw that one out there. If you like to run with your quarterback and you're looking for a mobile quarterback, Jalen Hurts definitely a good budget option. 6'3", 80 speed. He's not really fast, obviously, but 80 speed is definitely usable in this game this year. I like this card because he has 92 throwing power. The throwing attributes are good across the board. Short throw 90, mid 91, deep 89. With the power up, you're going to have all 3 of those into 90. And again, the main reason I picked this card is because he's the better ability getter. We looked back at the last video where we did the top offensive players under 100K, and it, at that time, was Zach Wilson. This card is pretty similar in my opinion, and if we take a look here, he does not get Gunslinger. That is one that you would probably want, but he does get Pass Lead Elite. And I think Pass Lead Elite's a pretty good ability. It's like a great value version of Gunslinger, but it's still really, really effective. I've used it on a lot of quarterbacks this year, and if you get a quarterback that can't get Gunslinger, but he can get Pass Lead Elite, that's the ability you're going to want to go with. And let's go ahead and take a look at his pricing. 70.6K on Xbox, 71.8 on PlayStation, and 62.1 on PC. And that's it. That wraps up the top players on offense under 100K. Let me know if there's anybody I missed or anybody that you guys are using that's a really good budget option. Leave it down below in the comment section. And again, if you found this video helpful, click that thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you for watching the video. My name is Popular Stranger, and I'm out. Peace.